This is an amazing point of humility. Now, Abotai, like we said, the greatest trait, anava. Moshe Rabbeinu has all the good stuff. He has all the good traits. What is he known for? Anav mikol adam. Ikar anava, orchot sadikim says the main anava, main humility, shikaneh lotan shen tachtav. To be humble to the ones who are like beneath you. Let's see your example. Like we could go on. He writes, la'avadav, his servants. They're serving you. So you're sitting down and they're serving you. So imagine you are humble to them. That's a very big ma'alah. Right? Let's say, for example, his family members, he's humble to them. Sometimes his, you're the grandfather, you're the father, you're the this, you're the that. What's going on over here? No, you're humble, you speak to them nicely, you're this, that, you're patient for them, and you have the right respect for them. That is really where it's like going to come in like, wow, this guy's really humble. You see, to be humble to your boss, that's like, I don't know how great that is. That's great, but that's obvious. You'll be getting fired if you're not humble. Imagine right now you're the worker. You're going to your boss's office. He tells you, by the way, could you get me a cup of coffee and this, that, I need one, this, that, I'm very, very thirsty. You get it yourself. It's right there. All right. You could also get your own paycheck outside the door. What happened? The answer is everybody's going to be humble to the what's it called? Imagine a guy's going to get let's say for example, he's going to fundraise donation. He's going to the guy. He's not going to be humble to the guy who's getting his money from. He's going to be humble. That's not a proof if you're humble, you're not humble. That's not a proof. Oh, the guy says he's so humble. He came in, he asked me for a check, this, that. That's not a proof. The proof is when the rich man is writing the check to the poor man, and the rich man is telling the poor man, wow, you should just know I'm so honored that you came to me to get money from me. You're giving me the zechut to give money. Wow. The poor man goes out. Wow, look at that. I gave him a zechut. And then some poor men, they feel bad. They got a check. Blah, 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 blah. Imagine now, all of a sudden, the poor man comes out of the rich man's house and the rich man writes him a check and the poor man feels that he did the rich man a favor. Yeah. What do you think about that one? The rich man is making the poor man, that's a real high level. That's a high level. So he's telling you this crazy thing over here. A person that's humble to almanot or to converts, and he's really being very patient with them. This is already a great humility. And he writes, especially when he gets shambled. Especially when he gets sliced and diced, Sometimes he's sitting down and people are shambling him and he keeps quiet. That's a high level. You can answer back in 2 seconds. There's a very famous story how they say over with Chaim Kanievsky, and they say over with many, many other stories, how a person, if he hears his shamble and he doesn't answer back, that's like an et ratzon. It's like so there was one lady that wasn't getting pregnant and she needed kids, and she was at a wedding and she saw somebody dropped a dish on a lady. Again. There was a wedding once. There was a wedding once, and at the wedding, this lady that wasn't having children, she was there actually, and she saw another lady spilling a whole dish on another one. This lady was a very wealthy lady, and her brand new dress got killed. She's getting up to scream at this waitress. It was a waitress that dropped it. She was about to scream at the lady. All of a sudden, the lady that couldn't have children grabs her and says, please, ma'am, I beg you, don't scream at this waitress. If you don't scream at this waitress, it's a et ratzon right now. You're controlling yourself. You're not also getting angry. You're also being humble. You're humbling yourself to the waitress. And even though you're well to do and you could, please, instead of screaming at her, give me bracha for children. 9 months later, she had a baby boy. True story. This is where it's humble. You know, it's not like when the guy the guy is poor as can be. He doesn't have anything. Oh, this guy's humble. Of course he's gonna be humble. What does he have gava about? What? The real humility comes when a person he humbles himself to the people that, technically speaking, you won't usually be humble to, and you're still humble to. That's an advantage point. יש עוד ענווה, טובה מאוד, בשביל רבות, לפני חכמים וצדיקים. He says another humility is when you're humble in front of the rabbi. Some people are wise guys in front of the rabbi. The rabbi didn't finish the Amidah. Usually they wait for the rabbi to finish the Amidah. You have the guy in the back screaming, start! He's doing it on purpose. You know, it was the rabbi anyway, let's go. This, first of all, is a problem. It's a problem. I don't know what it is. It's more than just disrespect. It's whatever. Forget about it. It's craziness. But that's something at a different level. You got to be humble to the rabbi. Rabbi, what do you need, rabbi? Let me take care of you. Can I give you, rabbi, a ride home? What do you need this? What do you need that? Let me take care. Everything. You have to take care of the rabbi. Wow. You understand? You got to give him the utmost respect. That's the truth. Especially, he's teaching you. He's learning with you. You know, you have to be humble in front of him. Not like, oh. No. You have to have the right respect and you have to have the right humility. Even sadikim. Even Talmidei Chachamim. Other ones. He's not your rabbi. But he's Talmidei Chacham. You have to show the right honor, right respect. That's obvious. Right? And he writes, you'll have a gain by being humble in front of the rabbis, because when the rabbi sees you humble, he'll be able to be closer to you and bring you back closer to teach you more and more. See, the guy who has gava, who doesn't respect the rabbi, anything like that type of guy, the rabbi's not going to him, oh, by the way, let's learn a little bit, let me teach you a little bit. That's not happening. But it's very hard. The rabbi's he's scared of the guy. You know, what is this guy? Crazy guy. But the guy who's always humble to the rabbi, that's the one who's always, you know, the rabbi says, okay, if I want to learn, I'll learn with this guy. I'll bring him closer. I'll give you another example. Sometimes you'll go to wealthy people, or even not wealthy people, regular people, they're giving a donation to yeshiva, donation to the shul, donation to organization. So those people, automatically, you have to understand, if the person giving a donation is humble about it, this person that took the donation from you will come back to you again. And you'll have another zechut. You see, people look at donation, he's hitting me up. Let's hit him up. It's not hitting you up. You have an honor to help. So therefore, what he's trying to tell you is like this. Is a very beautiful point that the orchot sadikim is telling. Also, you have to understand that if you're humble when you give out the check, and you give it to the person who you're helping, and you say to him, this is for you, I'm so happy that I'm helping you. You don't have to say that, you're happy that you're helping me. You make me feel like, say you're giving me the honor. You're helping me, I'm not helping you, you're helping me, I'm giving you mitzvah. You tell him like that, and you tell him whenever you need something, I'm here for you. You humbled yourself, that's going to gain you more, that he's going to come back to you to ask for charity, for tzedakah, and therefore you're going to have more zechuyot like that. I'll never forget, there was one guy who was starting an organization, brand new organization, and he came. He was fundraising. He needed to fundraise in order to start the organization. He needed to collect, I don't know, $100,000. So he went to one fellow, and that guy said, "Oh, you're starting here." He said, "I'm going to give you a nice check." He gave him a few $1,000s. He says, "Please, I'm giving you these few $1,000s. Anytime you need anything, come back to me, I'm going to help you. The guy who was fundraising told me, even though he didn't give the most, he was the best check I've ever gotten at anywhere. He said because he wasn't the guy that didn't say, oh, here and there's that. He didn't give me like a face. Okay, you got me, you hit me up. No, he was the guy he was humble towards me. And when you're humble towards others, you gain the most. Because they're going to come back to you to ask for more help. And you're going to have more zechuyot of tzedakah. The rabbi is going to help you out the most. This is what he's telling you. Very well, stop here. So Hashem, remember these lessons. And don't forget. A person who has that humility, Hashem gives him more yirat shamayim to continue with everything that he's doing.